Hey everyone, welcome back to Pop Off English, the podcast where we help you learn English in a fun and easy way.
If you want to learn English for beginners and laugh at the same time, you are in the right place.
Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with a friend who also wants to learn English.
Seriously, send it to that one friend who always says, "Tomorrow I will start to learn English. Today is tomorrow."
Today we have a very interesting topic. We are talking about OnlyFans and side hustles.
So yes, we're talking about money, work, and some things your grandma might not understand.
Or maybe she does understand. Maybe grandma has a side hustle.
I don't want to think about that. Let's start.
Okay, let's explain some important words first so everyone can follow the conversation.
First word, side hustle. A side hustle is a small job you do in your free time to make extra money. It is not your main job.
For example, you have a full-time job as a teacher, but in the evening you sell cookies online. Selling cookies is your side hustle.
Another example. You work in a shop during the day, and at night you stream video games. People give you money. That is a side hustle.
Easy, right? Side hustle equals extra job for extra cash.
Second word, OnlyFans. OnlyFans is a website where creators can post content and fans pay to see it.
Some people use it for fitness videos, cooking, or art. Many people use it for sexy content. That's why it is a bit controversial.
Controversial means some people say it's okay, and some people say this is bad. People argue about it.
And word number 3, creator. A creator is a person who makes online content, for example, videos, photos, or audio. We are creators too.
Yes, we are English podcast creators. We are side hustling right now.
So here is the question for today. Is OnlyFans a good side hustle? And what are some other side hustles that young people do today?
And, of course, we will keep the language simple so you can understand and learn new vocabulary.
Let's start with side hustles in general. Do you think everyone needs a side hustle today?
Not everyone, but many people want one. Life is expensive. Rent, food, coffee, Netflix, gym, phone, plus that one thing you bought and never used.
Please don't attack me like that. I feel very seen.
So people think, my salary's not enough, I need more money. That is when they start a side hustle.
Why do people like side hustles?
First, money. Second, freedom. Third, you can work on something you actually enjoy.
For example, if you love art, you can sell your drawings online. If you love animals, you can walk dogs on the weekend.
If you love English, you can start an English podcast and become rich and famous.
That's the plan, right?
We are working on it.
Okay, let's talk about some popular side hustles for young adults today.
Number 1, content creator. People make videos on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and other platforms.
They talk, dance, cook, travel, or just show their cat sleeping. And somehow, they make money.
Number 2, online tutoring. Many people teach languages or school subjects online. For example, they teach English to students in another country.
Number 3, selling things online. Clothes, handmade jewelry, digital art, ebooks, whatever.
Number 4, driving for apps, like delivering food or driving people in your car.
Number 5, and this is our big topic today, platforms like OnlyFans.
So Mia, if someone says, I have an OnlyFans, what does it usually mean?
It usually means they post content online, people subscribe and pay every month, and they make money from that.
Many people think OnlyFans is only for adult or sexy content, but it is not always like that.
True, some people post fitness plans, gym videos, cooking lessons, or behind-the-scenes content.
But the big money, the big numbers, usually come from adult content. That's why people talk about it so much.
Let's imagine a situation. You meet a new friend, and they say, I don't have a job. I make money from OnlyFans. What do you say?
I would say, oh, okay, how does that work for you? Are you happy with it?
Interesting, you are very open-minded.
I try not to judge people. Life is hard. If they are safe, if they choose it, and they are not hurting anyone, I am not the police of their life.
Many people are not like you. Some people think OnlyFans is always bad.
Yes, some people say it is not real work or that it is shameful.
But it is work. You create content, you post regularly, you manage subscribers, you reply to messages. It takes time and energy.
Also, you need to deal with hate, stress, and privacy problems. People can be very rude online.
That is true for many online jobs. But with OnlyFans, the risk is even higher because the content is often very personal.
Let's teach some useful vocabulary here.
Good idea.
Stigma. Stigma means negative feelings and judgment from society about something.
For example, there is a stigma around doing adult content. People might think you are not serious, not smart, or not a good person just because of your job.
Another word, privacy. Privacy is your personal information, your face, your name, your life, things you don't want everyone to see.
When you post content online, especially on platforms like OnlyFans, you can lose some privacy. People might know too much about you.
You can also use the phrase to go viral. This means your content is shared by many people very fast.
For example, her video went viral. Now millions of people know her face.
That sounds cool, but it can also be scary.
Exactly. For a side hustle like OnlyFans, going viral can mean more money, but also more problems.
So, what are the pros and cons of doing OnlyFans as a side hustle?
Pros first. Pro number 1, you can make a lot of money in a short time if you are popular.
Pro number 2, you are your own boss. You choose your schedule, you choose what kind of content you create.
Pro number 3, you don't need a traditional CV or resume, you just need a phone and an internet connection.
Now, the cons. Con number 1, stigma. Some people will judge you. They might not respect your work.
Con number 2, it might be difficult to get some jobs in the future if companies find your content. They might say, we don't want to hire this person.
Con number 3, you can get strange messages, harassment, or even threats from people online.
Harassment means when someone keeps sending you mean, aggressive, or inappropriate messages.
Con number 4, it can be hard to stop. If you get used to the money, maybe it is difficult to change jobs later.
So OnlyFans is not just easy money. It is complicated.
Very complicated. And also, it is not for minors. If you are under 18, this is not even a question. Do not do it.
Let's also talk about culture. In some countries, talking about OnlyFans is more open. In other countries, it is very taboo.
Taboo means something that people do not like to talk about. It is uncomfortable for them.
For example, in some places people talk about dating apps, OnlyFans, and social media all the time. In other places, they prefer not to say anything about it.
Sometimes, older people say, young people today are lazy. They just want easy money with OnlyFans or TikTok.
But that is not really true. Making content is not always easy. It needs planning, energy, consistency, creativity, and emotional strength.
Emotional strength means you can deal with stress, hate, and pressure.
Also, many young people work very hard, with or without a side hustle. The economy is just difficult.
Let's compare OnlyFans to other side hustles. For example, being a tutor.
If you teach English online as a tutor, you also create content. You create lessons, exercises, and conversations.
But the stigma is different. If you say, I'm an English tutor, people say, wow, cool.
If you say, I do OnlyFans, some people might say, oh, and they don't know what to say next.
So the reaction is different, even if both are online work.
Another comparison: selling art online. If you draw digital art and sell it on a website, people usually think it is creative and interesting.
But if you do adult content, many people think it is not respectable, even if it also needs creativity and time.
Let's give some useful phrases that you can use when talking about side hustles in English.
What do you do on the side? This means, what is your side hustle?
For example, I work in a cafe, and on the side I do photography.
Another phrase, I have a little side gig. Gig is an informal word for job.
For example, I have a full-time job, but I also have a little side gig teaching yoga online.
I create content online. This is a more neutral phrase. You can use it if you don't want to say exactly what you do.
For example, I create content online. I have a small community of subscribers.
It pays the bills. This means it gives you enough money to live, to pay for rent, food, etc.
For example, it's not my dream job, but it pays the bills.
Another good phrase, I'm my own boss. This means you don't have a traditional boss. You make your own schedule and decisions.
For example, I like my side hustle because I'm my own boss.
Now, let's imagine a short dialogue between two friends about side hustles. Listen and try to understand the questions and answers.
Do you have a side hustle?
Yeah, I sell clothes online. It doesn't make much money, but it helps.
Nice. How many hours a week do you spend on it?
Maybe 5 to 10 hours. I do it in the evening after work.
Would you ever start an OnlyFans?
I don't think so. It's not for me. I prefer something more private.
Easy, right? You can practice similar dialogues with your friends or with yourself.
We also want to give you some vocabulary related to money and work that is useful when you talk about side hustles.
Income. Income is the money you receive, usually from work.
Extra income is money in addition to your main salary.
Flexible schedule. This means you can decide when you work. You are not fixed to 9 to 5.
Full-time job. Usually 35 to 40 hours per week, sometimes more.
Part-time job. Fewer hours, like 10, 15, or 20 hours per week.
Passive income. Money that continues to come even when you are not actively working at that moment. For example, if you create an online course and people buy it while you sleep.
Many people dream about passive income. Make money while you sleep.
With OnlyFans or other platforms, sometimes you can have something like passive income, but you usually need to post regularly.
Now let's talk about values. What is good work? What is bad work? Is OnlyFans wrong?
This is very personal. Different people have different values. For some, it is okay if it is legal, safe, and consensual.
Consensual means everybody agrees. Nobody is forced.
For others, it is not okay because of religious or cultural beliefs.
Or they think it can be dangerous for mental health and relationships.
If a friend tells you, I'm thinking about starting OnlyFans, what can you say in English to be respectful?
You can say, are you sure? Have you thought about the long-term consequences?
Long-term consequences means the things that can happen in the future because of your actions now.
You can also say, I support you, but please be careful about your privacy and your safety.
Or, it's your decision, but maybe you can also explore other side hustles.
Notice that in these sentences, we are not judging. We are asking questions and showing care.
Now imagine the opposite situation. You don't agree with OnlyFans, but you want to say it politely in English?
You can say, personally, I wouldn't do it. It doesn't match my values, but I respect your choice.
Or, it's not for me, and I have some concerns, but I understand why some people do it.
Concern means something you are worried about.
These phrases are useful so you can share your opinion without being aggressive.
Let's teach some adjectives that are useful when you talk about side hustles and OnlyFans.
Risky, something that has a high chance of problems.
For example, starting an OnlyFans can be risky for your privacy.
Profitable, something that makes good money.
For example, his side hustle is very profitable. He earns more from that than from his main job.
Stable, something that is safe and does not change a lot.
For example, a traditional office job can be more stable than an online side hustle.
Creative, something that needs imagination and new ideas.
For example, content creation is very creative, but also tiring.
Exhausting, something that makes you very, very tired.
For example, answering hundreds of messages every day is exhausting.
Speaking of exhausting, handling subscribers on any platform can be a lot of work.
Yes, many people think I just post a photo and money comes. But often you need to chat, promote, post, answer questions, and deal with technical problems.
Promotion is a big topic. To get subscribers, you need to promote your content on other social media.
So you need marketing skills. Marketing means how to show and sell your product or service.
So if you are thinking about any side hustle, ask yourself these questions.
1. How much time do I really have every week?
2. What skills do I have now? What skills can I learn?
3. What are the risks? Money risks, privacy risks, emotional risks.
4. Does this side hustle fit my values and my long-term goals?
And 5. Will I still respect myself if my family, my friends, or my future boss see this?
This last question is very important for platforms like OnlyFans because content can stay online forever.
Even if you delete it, someone might have downloaded it.
Okay, now let's connect this topic to language learning because this is still an English podcast.
If you want to start a side hustle in English, you need some basic business vocabulary.
Words like client, customer, rate, price, deadline.
Client and customer are people who buy your service or product.
Rate, or price, is how much money you ask for your work.
Deadline is the final time or day when something must be finished.
For example, my client wants the video before Friday. That's the deadline.
Or, I charge $20 per hour. Charge means to ask for money in exchange for your work.
Many side hustles today are global. You can work with people in different countries, so English is very useful.
English can help you find more clients, make more sales, and understand contracts and platforms.
So while we are talking about OnlyFans and side hustles, remember that your English skills can also be a side hustle.
You can teach, translate, write, or help people with their pronunciation.
Speaking of that, if you want more practice and more episodes, remember to subscribe and like.
Not yet. We still have a little more value to give.
Okay, more value.
Let's do one more mini dialogue, this time about a more classic side hustle.
Do you make any extra money on the side?
Yeah, I do graphic design for small businesses.
Nice. Is it profitable?
It's not amazing, but it pays the bills.
Would you ever try something like OnlyFans?
No, it's not my thing. I prefer to keep my private life offline.
You can see how we use vocabulary like on the side, profitable, pays the bills, and private life.
You can also answer in different ways. For example, I haven't really thought about it, or I don't feel comfortable with that.
I don't feel comfortable with that is a polite way to say no.
Let's review some of the key vocabulary from this episode.
Side hustle, OnlyFans, creator stigma privacy, to go viral, harassment, taboo, income, extra income, flexible schedule, full-time, part-time, passive income, consequences, concern, risky, profitable, stable, creative, exhausting, client, customer, rate, deadline, to charge.
That is a lot of good vocabulary. If you want, you can write some example sentences with these words in the comments.
Also, tell us, would you like to have a side hustle? What kind? Would you consider content creation, or do you prefer something more traditional?
We want to know your opinion, but please remember to be respectful of other people's choices.
Even if you don't agree, you can practice polite English in the comments.
Okay, now we can finish with the classic YouTube things.
If you enjoyed this episode and you want to learn more English with real, modern topics, subscribe to Pop Off English.
Like this video, share it with a friend who needs to practice English, and maybe with that friend who is always talking about their side hustle.
New episodes are coming, so turn on the notifications so you don't miss the next one.
Thanks for listening, thanks for learning with us, and remember, your English can be your best side hustle.
See you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.